Hello ladies, gentlemen, and movie fans alike. This is Cody here from Jessica and Cody, today to give you a video about Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I am beyond excited for this film. This is the film of the year for me. This is a film that I have been waiting for 2 years. And I'm just so excited. Me and my wife are going with my best friend Jessica. We're all going to see it on December 19th at, I believe, 6 p.m. And we have our seats reserved and everything, and I just can't wait. I love Star Wars, and Star Wars has meant the absolute world to me. For some of you who may not know, I have actually been disabled for the better part of about 1.5 years. This disability came out of nowhere, and it really shook my whole world. It changed everything in my life. And one of the few consistent things that I had to kind of bring me joy and bring me hope and bring me that sense of adventure was Star Wars. And Star Wars has meant so much to me, not only then, but even before then. I grew up watching a lot of the movies. The prequels were huge when I was a kid. And so to see this whole legacy officially end with Episode 9, which most of us fans thought would never really happen, it's really beautiful, it's really wonderful, and I'm really excited for it. And so with that, I'm going to be telling you some of my theories regarding certain characters, also going to be talking about who I think is going to die. I'm going to be talking a little bit about Princess Leia, and then I'm going to just talk about kind of my overall expectations and excitement. To begin with, I'm not going to talk a lot about Finn, Poe. I'm going to talk a little bit about Rey, and I'm not going to talk much about Rose, just because I don't really have a lot of theories regarding those characters. I feel like they're definitely going to be main characters, they're going to be important, they're obviously going to have some really big standout moments, but there hasn't really been anything in the trailer or in the promotion material that has really led me to speculate anything in particular about those characters. So I'm just going to be talking about the ones that I have the most predictions for. First off, I'm going to be talking about Emperor Palpatine himself, and I believe that he will be the main villain, or at least the main threat of the film. And my theory as to how he's going to play into the movie is that his plan is going to involve something so big that it will make Rey join forces with Kylo Ren and his knights to save the galaxy. My reasoning behind this is, as you see in a lot of the trailers, it's very much Rey versus Kylo Ren. You see that they're going to clash, you see they're going to at least have one battle upon, I think it looks like some sort of sinking spaceship or shuttle, or it may even be a part of the Death Star. So they're definitely going to be up against each other in this movie, but I feel like they're going to both run into Emperor Palpatine, and his plan is going to be so vast and so evil and so bad that Kylo Ren and his knights, and maybe even the Galactic Empire itself, will have to join forces with this new rebellion, and I could see that happening. As for his involvement in the movie, I feel like he's not going to be quite as involved as a lot of other people do. I think he is going to definitely be a threat in the film. I feel like he's going to be a presence in the movie, but I feel like he is going to be primarily in probably like the third act of the film is my guess, in terms of his like direct character being there. Next up, we've also seen Dark Rey in trailers, and especially the D23 special look trailer. At the end of it, we saw this dark version of Rey that had like this double-bladed lightsaber. This, for me, I feel like will be a Force vision, and will be meant as kind of a warning to Rey of what she can become, similar to what Luke saw in The Empire Strikes Back when he had the Force vision of seeing his own face inside of Darth Vader's helmet when he chopped his head off. I think it's going to be similar to that. I don't think it's going to be anything else. And the reason I say this is there are certain parts, especially in the final trailer, where you see her jump from one platform onto another, and she's in a completely different environment and place, that made me go, okay, so there's definitely a Force vision of some kind, and I feel like it's going to be a vision with the Emperor messing with her head, and I feel like we're going to see Dark Rey there. I don't think that Dark Rey is actually going to happen. I don't think she's going to become evil or become dark. I just don't think the movie has time for that, especially with not only trying to close off this sequel trilogy, but they're also trying to have a close off to the entire Skywalker saga. So I just don't see that being a possibility for me personally. With that said, I'm going to move on to who I think will die. I'm going to put these in order of most likely to least likely in my predictions. And these are all characters that I think have a possibility of dying. At the very top of my list of who I think is most likely, I've got Kylo Ren. And this is either due to two things. Either he's going to have a redemption arc and redeem himself, and I feel like part of it's going to have to do with the Skywalker legacy and prophecy, that they talk about in the original trilogy and in the prequels about, Anakin and then Luke and the Skywalkers in general kind of being this chosen lineage. I feel like he's going to be needed in order to defeat the Emperor, so I feel like it's going to be one of those cases where he's going to help kill the Emperor, he's going to help finish it off, hopefully with the help of Luke and also Anakin. I'm really hoping Anakin shows up in this movie in some form or another, as he is the chosen one, and I feel like it would be slightly inappropriate to have Rey be the solution to everything. I definitely think she should be a driving force and definitely lead to the defeat of the Emperor, but I feel like the final blow or the final thing that defeats the Emperor should be connected to the Skywalker lineage, to the Skywalker, chosen one prophecy. I feel like it's either he's going to die due to that being a redemption arc of sorts, or either they're going to defeat the Emperor and then they're also going to have to stop him and ultimately kill him. So those are my predictions for Kylo. Lando I also feel may die, mostly due to the track record these films have in killing off original trilogy characters each film. And alongside him I have Chewbacca, as there's a shot in the original trailer where you see them in hyperspace, and I think it might be a bit of a long shot, but I feel like this could actually be some sort of heroic sacrifice with both of them there. And so I think that would be a cool way for both of those characters to die if they are going to. And I feel like if they were going to die, it was going to be something of that regard. Again, that one's a bit of a stretch. There's not a whole lot there, but it's just more me kind of inputting, what I would like to see if they do choose to kill off Lando. I am kind of hoping they don't, but I do think there's a pretty high chance that he is going to die in the film. Lastly, in my predictions, who I think is least likely and is at the bottom for me, is C-3PO. I have him at the bottom mostly due to the fact that I had no predictions of him dying at all until the final trailer came out. The part where he says he's taking one last look at his friends, it seems as though he's saying a eulogy and not just merely admiring his group of friends. He seems like he's almost saddened to say goodbye and seems ready to give his life, or at the very least, give his systems over to help save the day. I'm hoping I'm wrong on this one in particular, as I really have a big connection with C-3PO, as I'm sure most fans do. He's been in every episodic film, and watching him die would be very, very heartbreaking for me. But he is at the bottom. He still has a possibility of dying for me. Lastly, I'm going to talk about Princess Leia. So Princess Leia, I have a theory that she's going to live. Because while I feel Kylo is definitely going to die, it's mostly due to this being the end of the Skywalker saga. And in my mind, in order for the Skywalker saga to officially end at this point, there can't be any more Skywalkers around who could have children. Again, that doesn't mean that Kylo doesn't have any possibility of surviving. I just think it's very low for me personally. And I just don't see this as a problem for Leia. She's very old, obviously. There's no way we're ever going to see her again in any capacity since Carrie Fisher has passed away. But I feel like most importantly, the reason I feel like they're not going to kill Princess Leia is mostly out of respect for Carrie Fisher, for all that she's done and for all that she's, been in terms of the Star Wars universe. I feel like they're going to, out of respect for her, let her live on in the universe. And those are my overall predictions. As for my expectations for this film, I'm trying to keep them reasonable, but I am very, very excited. I have a feeling that this movie is going to be fantastic, it's going to be fun, it's going to be adventurous, and it's going to be a grand finale to a fantastic saga of movies that I'm very saddened to see end. I'm very sad to see the Skywalker saga go. But at the end of the day, I am excited to see it, and I'm excited to see its ending. And as much as it is sad to see it go, I'm also excited for the future of Star Wars. We have lots of great new content. There's the new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game that's come out that I really want to play that I have not been able to play yet. You also have The Mandalorian, which has been fantastic. You have things like the Obi-Wan series coming out. You have another Star Wars movie coming out in 2022. So there's definitely a bright future for Star Wars. We have the Clone Wars TV show coming out. Like, there's just so much to look forward to. But at the end of the day, I am sad to see the Skywalker saga end, but I cannot wait to sit there in my seat, watch it from beginning to end, and just have a great time in a galaxy far, far away that has meant so much to me and has always been there for me whenever I needed a pick-me-up from entertainment. Star Wars has always been there, and I am beyond excited. Thank you so much for listening to my theories, listening to my expectations. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below, what are your expectations? What are your theories? How excited are you? Are you thinking this is going to be the best Star Wars yet? Are you dreading to see it, afraid that it just won't live up to expectations? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, this is Cody here. Talk to you later. Bye.